Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you. Hope you're having a good one. We're getting into Tim Pool, Milo Yiannopoulos, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, all that fun stuff today. Apparently there's a bit of drama, a little bit of some scary stuff happening with Tim Pool. Apparently there was a drive-by at his house the night of December 5th, 2 days ago. Somebody drove by his compound in West Virginia, fired a few shots. Shout out to Times of India for covering this. But apparently no one was hurt. He's talked about it on post. Tim did, not post, Twitter. He made a post about it on Twitter, is what I'm trying to say. But Tim Pool said the shooting happened at his property in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Writing on X, when the vehicle came towards his home and opened fire. Pool said his private security team is now checking the footage and plans to share a report with law enforcement. Post quickly spread online, leads to strong reactions from political figures and commentators. Authorities in West Virginia not yet confirmed the shooting, according to People magazine. Now, there's some speculation whether or not this really happened, but I know Tim, he's been under attack from certain elements, certain political elements for a long time. He's been swatted before, he's been doxxed before. People have been dragging his name through the mud. And I'm not trying to defend Tim Pool here. I think he's kind of a scumbag, but the reason for this is kind of interesting. The reason that he might have allegedly been targeted, or the alleged reason for him being targeted. After Tim Pool's post, U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia reacted on social media. She called the situation frightening and said political violence should never be accepted, no matter who the target is. So there you go with Marjorie Taylor Greene reaching out. Good old MTG, baby. Gonna miss you, babe. Conservative activist Laura Loomer, the nice, sane, perfectly reasonable Laura Loomer, shared clips from the podcast that strongly criticized Yiannopoulos, accused him of spreading false and harmful claims, and said the episode crossed the line. Laura Loomer also made additional accusations on social media, though these claims remain unverified. The online tension between around the podcast has stayed high since the episode, and despite this, there was no official link between the podcast content and reported shooting. They're saying that this might have had something to do with the claims Milo was making about Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk. That's a lot of speculation there. We're not 100% certain about it. But let's get into this a little bit here. This is from his most recent episode a couple days ago, or yesterday, I believe, where Milo was talking about Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk. They brought Erika Kirk up. It was later in the episode. But we're going to get into that right now. Now, this part is, the conversation begins with the idea that supporting Candace Owens requires religious discernment and a suggestion that she would directly call out Erika. Now, apparently Candace Owens said that Erika Kirk, if she was contacted by Erika Kirk and told to stop discussing the controversy surrounding her husband's death, that Candace would stop. Apparently she hasn't. I'm not sure if this is true or not. It's coming from Milo Yiannopoulos, so take it with a grain of salt. But let's open this discussion here. We're going to get into the relationship. Milo's going to say some things about the relationship between Erika and Charlie a little bit later. But let's get into this right now. Let's just start off with this.
And to give Candace the benefit of the doubt and to support her, I think it requires religious discernment. I think it requires...
Sure, if Candace was serious, she'd come out and call out Erika personally.
I think it requires...
Do it, Candace.
Who knows what that Scottsdale gold digger would say or has done? Nobody.
So you're saying Candace is scared to call out Erika?
I didn't say she was scared. I said...
Then why won't she do it?
What, she might have. We don't know. We don't know what the results were. We don't know what's going on.
What do you mean? On her show, she has...
I think Steven Crowder was the one that called out Candace Owens for talking about Erika Kirk. This is a little while. This is maybe a couple weeks ago. But apparently, Candace has discussed Erika off and on, but not really in an accusatory way. But apparently, now things are kind of building up a little bit now. There has to be some amount of tension. I mean, I'm not sure. Some of Erika Kirk's moves, look, I don't want to give any credence to this conspiracy shit. But at the same time, some of Erika's actions have been a little odd. But then again, how do you expect a woman like that to react after her husband gets murdered publicly like that? I don't know. I mean, is she still a grieving widow? A lot of people don't seem to have much sympathy for her. A lot of right-wing people are questioning her motives now, and this just speaks to that.
Ever explicitly insinuated Erika? She's never explicitly stated.
She said
insinuated yes.
Well, isn't a bigger question why Erika hasn't called her? Because she said if Erika asked me to stop, I will. Erika hasn't. That's a bigger question for me.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Because if everything she's saying is wrong, and Erika, the CEO of Turning Point, can stop it with a phone call, why didn't she?
Because she can't.
Why didn't she say it? But
Because Erika can't stop it with a phone call.
Think about the fallout. Okay. Pitter patter off to a state. Single party consent law.
What is?
Call Candace. Tape it.
Yep.
Say, I'm calling you because you told me, with witnesses around, including people who don't like you. Candace, you said that if I call you and ask you to stop talking about my husband's death and the theories around it, that you would. I'm calling to ask you to stop.
Agreed.
Why did you do that?
Because Candace would win, as you have stated correctly, but not because she's right, but because that's the public perception.
What is PR 101, Milo?
know that.
What is the first thing every PR professional person, like in PR 101, what is the first thing they tell you?
Yeah, don't repeat the libel, obviously. But okay. So what if it was done privately? Because what I'm saying is, when I say
She would then go on her show.
when I say tape it, right? When I say tape it, I don't mean tape and release it.
I think I know where they're going here. Like the whole thing. This is even true or not. I don't know what the relationship between Erika Kirk and Candace Owens really is at this now. It's all a bunch of speculation and conjecture and what have you. But I have to imagine, like Erika Kirk, if Erika Kirk did tell Candace Owens to stop talking about her husband, that would be a win for Candace Owens. Because like all the other stuff, like Candace was able to get the French government, the French Foreign Legion to deny that they trade Tyler Robinson, to deny that they had anything to do with Charlie Kirk's death. She got the people in Turning Point to give her a response, to actually humor her, and it just adds to her viewership. It adds to her brand. She's seen as the ultimate truth seeker. She's seen as the ultimate truth teller, and it just goes on and on like that. Everything like this, every denial benefits Candace Owens. This is how conspiracy people work. They get a denial. They get an actual acknowledgement. Acknowledging a conspiracy theorist in any regard is a win for the conspiracy theorist. That's how this stuff works. You get somebody to deny it, and then you can imply that, oh, well, they denied it. They must know something about it. They don't want the truth getting out, even if it doesn't mean anything. You know, I mean, just like, hey, we didn't have anything to do with Charlie Kirk's death. Oh, well, why are you denying it? Why are you even... That's the thing. The thing, too, a lot of these people out there, I saw Jimmy Dore doing this, just like, why are they denying it? Why are they even acknowledging it? Why are you even saying anything about it? Why give it the time of day if it's not true? And that kind of shit. It's just like, because Candace Owens has millions and millions and millions of viewers, her fans are swarming TPUSA, that Blake Neff guy, swarming the Macron family in France, basically going on and on and on and on, you know, just basically creating, I mean, Candace Owens is using every bit of her influence to push these narratives forward to a certain sense, and it's actually causing damage to these other people's reputations. It's causing damage to TPUSA. You have to acknowledge it at some point. You have to give it some air. And the whole thing, sometimes what happens is, you know, I mean, if Candace starts playing like the victim and what have you, just like, well, I'm just asking questions. You know, that's just how it all operates. That's how these people get any kind of acknowledgement, any kind of motion at all.
I know, I'm saying...
I just mean tape it.
So the thought process literally from Turning Point, and I'm telling you this as I literally...
I know you've heard from directly. I know you have.
Directly, they said,
I know you have.
when we tried addressing it, it got worse. We don't... And PR 101 is say nothing.
It got worse because they bungled it. In addition to the fact that...
There's no not bungling it.
So you're saying she wins regardless?
When you are...
Candace,
let me put it like this.
I'd like to point out...
Why aren't Turning Point better at lying?
I'd like to... Sweetie Pumpkin, Ms. Owens, Candace Owens is inevitable, Tim Pool. Like, that's what you just said. That's what you just said.
Okay, and?
So get on board, boy.
Milo, do you think... Milo, let me ask you a question. Do you think that if you were in charge... Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you were in charge of all communications at Turning Point, from the moment Charlie died, do you think you would have beaten Candace in the communication sphere?
No, I don't.
You think that she would have maligned you and you would have...
I don't know that she would have maligned me, although we were not friends for a very long time, and maybe she...
like, you don't think you could do better than Turning Point did?
No. Well, no, that's a different question. Different question.
Right, it is. Right,
I could do far better than Turning Point. Knowing that the...
All right, let's move on a little bit. I don't know what, like... I don't know, like, the kind of media influence. You know, Milo's just one of those guys. He keeps turning up. You know, after he got banned in 2016 for making fun of Leslie Jones, his whole Dangerous F-word tour, all that kind of stuff, like being this main face of this, like, anti-SJW, anti-leftist movement. back in during the first Trump administration. He was on top of the world for a long time. He was one of the most popular, like, right-wing conservative figures out there for a long time. And, obviously his relevance has faded pretty significantly, but every once in a while he still turns up. He still shows up and says something controversial. He knows how to stir people up. He's kind of a master of it. You can see the difference between Tim Pool. Tim has no tact. He really has no sort of, his moves aren't very deft. He's a very clumsy, plotting person in regards to rhetoric. He just kind of smashes down the door. Milo just kind of coasts through it effortlessly. You can see the difference, in the approach, in the attitudes, in the sort of, way they conduct themselves. Milo's a smooth operator. I'll give him that. Do I think he's a scumbag? Yes. I should have been left on the ash heap of the Trump's first administration, but he's a guy, he knows he has the finesse. Tim has no finesse, and you can tell it here with the way Tim's interrogating him. It's very aggressive, very plotting, but let's move on. Now we're talking about I love saying that. Okay. Let's go here. A significant vacuum in management appearing in Turning Point USA after Charlie's death, leading to questions about the leadership succession.
So can I finish the point I was going to? I'm sorry. I know we're talking a lot, but I was saying.
Sorry, this is horrible for everyone.
I was literally saying something.
Sorry, go on.
Keep Ian out of the conversation.
There's two things happening with Turning Point. Charlie's death meant a gigantic vacuum appeared in management, and they immediately have to figure out who's doing what.
So they came up with a lie that he told his wife that she was going to be the CEO.
What do you mean? She is the CEO.
Well, they came up with the lie that it was his intention she would be the CEO, and then she ascended to CEO.
How's that a lie?
I don't know. How's what Candace Owens is saying a lie? We don't know, do we?
Candace said that was a lie?
No, I'm asserting that is a lie in the same way that you assert that things that Candace is saying is a lie. We can't know, can we?
Who said?
We can't know, can we?
We can't know what?
If
Erika is the CEO.
If that was Charlie's intention.
Why would Charlie want to give his company to somebody else?
Why would he want to give it to his wife?
Because she's the next of kin, and the company reverts the next of kin.
I'm sorry.
Whether he wanted to happen or not, she gets it.
How many times has Charlie talked about women in leadership? like, stop. Why would
what husband is going to be like, my wife can't have my money?
That he would give it to the wife who,
because it's his wife. Whether he wants it to happen.
He barely saw his children.
Whether he wants it to or not,
he barely saw his children. He clearly did not enjoy his wife's company when they are on stage together. I mean, don't you remember?
Come on, Milo.
Don't you remember
you're making these assertions of a dead man?
That's pretty wild, man. Is this what Milo is doing now, just to maintain any kind of relevance? Just going on Timcast, making all these goofy accusations about Charlie Kirk. I mean, what is even going on? You know what? This is so goofy. You got Candace Owens calling Erika Kirk, making all these accusations about Erika Kirk, making all these accusations about TPUSA. Flying in the face of Charlie. Now you got Milo saying that Charlie hated his wife. But let's watch this. Let's get into this.
You cannot prove.
Don't you remember her face?
The whole right-wing ecosystem is crumbling over this shit. It's ridiculous.
It's not, that just telegraphed I'm bored as hell every time he was talking on stage with her.
Come on.
Milo, sorry.
It's true. You are making assertions about her.
Based on my read of what happened 100%.
But you're saying that Tim can't make assertions about what he did.
About Candace?
No, I'm saying that Tim does not present the caveat that this is his.
But you're not presenting the caveat on Erika. Come on.
Because I'm not stating it as a fact.
You literally just did. You said she hated him.
Okay, guys. Let's stop. I'm going to do some logic. I'm going to do some math.
I'm going to do
some math.
Inferential reasoning.
Yes.
Is leading me to conclude, which is my conclusion based on inferential reasoning.
And I'm okay with that. And now let me do some math.
But I believe that you are making more. I believe that the statements you make have a higher truth standard. I think you're making absolute factual claims about Candace Owens' interior state, which you cannot know.
So I'm going to do this.
What it sounds like.
When Candace tweeted, we're going off the air, as an update, the White House has confirmed receipt, right? I recognize that instantly. It's not an accident. It's called assumptive reasoning. It's a basic social engineering trick that people are taught to do. Now,
I mean,
I will accept.
What should you have done? What should you have done in that circumstance?
We're off for Thanksgiving. Hey guys, we're taking the week off for Thanksgiving.
At the apex of a story about how her best friend was murdered, when her whole life when her whole life is consumed by this in a way that could very well have, it didn't, but the massively high-risk decision that she made to turn her entire media career into a crusade to discover Charlie's...
You're right. From this point forward, I am going to be a thespian.
Okay.
All of my stories will be conveyed through the dramatic and insincere.
No,
if it
Can
makes
I
me
write
more money.
for you? Can I just
And-
write the episodes for you?
I can't
Bro,
believe
you
I
have
can't
no
believe,
idea.
I can't believe. First of all, I cannot believe that Tim Pool just alluded to me as.
Okay, that got goofy real quick. But yeah, basically that's what I mean. I don't know what exactly Milo's implying here. Some people are saying this caused Tim Pool to be attacked the other night. I don't know what exactly they're getting into here. It's kind of funny, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what Milo is implying here, but the whole thing. I mean, Milo did bring up the valid point. I mean, one thing Charlie Kirk did talk about a lot was like how bad it would be for women to be in leadership roles. But I got to believe that, I don't know who else he would have given the operation to besides his wife. But there's some resentment there. Very controversial. That this is getting a lot of attention. People are talking about this quite a bit, but I just wanted to make a little statement on this kind of stuff. Just seeing like this little war brewing here now between all these different factions and whatnot. Milo's still saying controversial stuff, all this kind of stuff, and they're kind of unpacking Candace Owens and whatnot. But here's something, Milo. Let's get back into this really quick. We're going to jump around a little bit. Milo suggests that many conservative media figures are secretly gay, which George Santos disputes.
What about Alex?
And he does it. I just wish Alex would tell the truth about his sexuality. But you, no, there's something about
Gotta stop saying that.
bad. Well, we haven't got
Everybody is not gay just because
in
you want
conservative
them to be.
media. Yes, they are.
No, stop.
Yes, they are.
Strangely, a lot of them are, though.
No, they are.
No, but the ones who are out
Look who's
about it.
talking.
I'm
Look who's
gay.
talking.
I've never said I'm not
talking.
gay.
Look who's talking. Listen, one of the most distinctive characteristics.
I have a gift for you. Here.
I'm not,
You
no,
need
I'm
this
not.
back. You need this. You need this back.
And I'm giving you this.
You need this back here.
No, I'm not.
Take it.
I'm not
Look,
accepting-
Milo needs this back because it's his reality. He just. Milo,
Milo,
I love you.
I love you.
I want to
Milo's
get back to what
not
you were
gay.
saying.
I love you,
He's
but we're gonna
definitely
fall out if
still
you
a
carry
queen.
on like that.
You're still a queen. I
hear-
don't care how
I wanna
much
hear
you
what
say
Milo
you're
was saying.
straight.
There is one of the most distinctive things about the right wing in this country is its homosexual overtones. Benny Johnson posts pictures of his children every 2 days. It's weird. And everybody knows what went on with Benny Johnson in those lobbies and in those hotel rooms at SAS. Everybody knows.
I don't. No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Men. Younger men, not underage. At least I don't know that.
Oh, brother.
His wife was crying drunk in the lobby 3 SASs in a row about how her husband was upstairs with boys.
Come on.
Like, go ask her.
Come on.
Go ask her.
Come on, Milo.
Go ask her.
Milo, aren't you ever
And the
scared of getting sued? You say
Yeah,
some
let me-
crazy.
let me-
I'm sitting here like I am humbled by the lore
let me tell you-
and your ability.
The
to
audacity, just,
I mean, there's
you
no
know,
teapots in this room right now to express how I feel.
George, I have said these things about people for 20 years and never once in my career been sued. I've issued 3 corrections in my entire journalistic career because I get my facts right and people know that they do not want to go through discovery.
Actually, I want to say this.
I've never been sued for anything.
I'm sorry. This is very, I'll give him credit. I'll give credit to Milo. This is very entertaining stuff. He is really spilling the tea here. But this is more, I don't know if he's implying that Charlie Kirk is gay or anything like that, but this is funny to me. Is Benny Johnson gay? Benny Johnson is a guy, same thing with like Jack Posobiec, a lot of these other like right-wing grifter, kind of con Inc., empty suit types. You got to wonder about these guys sometimes, not in like the sexual way, but just like where their real loyalties lie, if they actually believe the shit they're spewing. But, how much of this stuff, it's just like, there's an old quote, I forget who says it, but it was, exterminate the homosexuals and fascism will vanish. I think that's pretty apt right here. I'm not sure who said that, some 19th century philosopher. But, yeah, this thing, you got to question, because a lot of the people, it was like this common knowledge thing, because I remember back in like the 2000s, back in the day, there was all these controversies surrounding like conservative senators or congressmen passing these anti-gay legislation, these policies, all this anti-LGBT legislation, and a lot of these guys were closet cases. They were like propositioning people, and it's just kind of crazy to say because Benny Johnson, he hammers that anti-trans, anti-gay drum all the time, and if he's secretly gay, that wouldn't surprise me at all. That would be very funny, right now. Oh Lord. Oh, good God. Oh.
Never
Okay.
said about anyone.
The one thing I can.
Let's skip ahead a few seconds.
About life?
Tim Pool explains that powerful figures in conservative media often try to control narratives and protect their assets by covering scandals involving drugs or gay sex.
Let's turn the volume from 11 to at least 10.
Yes.
But I want to say this.
I will just say,
When we were talking
We're
about how
spilling the tea.
there's people that come to me and they say, Tim, we'll be the guardrails for you, and you'll be the biggest.
faggotized.
What they're
Jesus.
really saying is, Tim, when you catch someone at a convention doing blow,
Don't say the
say
drugs.
anything.
Don't say the gay sex. Don't say
Yes.
the bad stuff because we've made an investment in that. That's an asset of ours.
Agreed.
And we want to protect it.
Yep.
Benny Johnson.
Well, I'm not saying anything about
Put
Benny.
your queen.
I'm just
crown
saying.
back on, queen.
It's a king crown, actually. A queen crown has a completely different shape. If you look at a queen crown, it has more of a gentle slope that goes over and overlapped. This is a king crown, and I'll take it.
okay.
And I will say the word on an airplane, but not here. Out of
I think if everybody just literally said the truth,
Okay, they're going to get into Candace Owens a little bit here. Let's finish up this segment, then we'll jump ahead a little bit.
Is the reason we have Candace Owens, and what I hear from you is I hear a nascent Club Candace subscriber. You're not there yet. You're not there yet. But your grievances are her grievances. Your grievances are my grievances.
Oh, you know what?
And I believe the problem the problem for you is that you believe she's going about it the wrong way and with the wrong tactics and whatever and so on and so forth. And you also believe that she's deliberately speaking untruths, which I don't agree with. But because I think her faith is real. I think her faith is real.
But Milo,
I got to tell you, if you
Yep. There goes the crown. Well, Tim, I'll say this.
Listen, I believe that her faith is real, and I believe that she takes seriously the consequences of knowingly lying. I believe that. Does she have the fake New York Times meticulously dishonest habit of elaborate corrections that don't actually explain why the story was a lie in the first place? No, she doesn't do all that nonsense. And sometimes it would be nice if she said, "I'm not sure if that panned out or not." Maybe it would, but she knows what she's doing, and I don't. I'm gonna let her cook because it sounds to me like you have all the same grievances as us. You have all the same priorities as us. You have all of the same. I don't want to say enemies, but like a lot of the same kind of like antagonists in your head as us. You agree on who the bad guys are. Turning Point has treated you as bad as it's treated everybody else. But there's something about Candace you just can't stomach, and I don't believe it's her. Well, I don't know what it is.
You know my origin story, Milo.
I don't know what it is.
When I worked for these nonprofits, I got a job doing fundraising when I was in my early 20s, working for Greenpeace, the Perk groups, ACLU, etc. And I ended up moving to.
All right, you got a little bit of a anecdote from Tim that really doesn't go anywhere. But let's get into this. The conversation begins with a comparison of tactics used 16 years ago to current methods, questioning whether Candace Owens' actions are intentional or deliberate in the persuasive nature.
How many years ago that is? I don't know how old you are.
39.
So there you go. So when we look at it 16 years ago, people were implying the same exact tactics.
Well, I'm not.
Let me tell you a little bit more.
I'm not granting you that. What I'm asking is not the deliberate lying, because I don't believe she does that. But I think that
Intentional. It's not deliberate. It's intentional.
Okay, so you have a bit of a difference on that. I would be.
I think she's more intentional.
I'm not persuadable to your position. I am persuadable to yours. Unless like I witness her lying, I find it very difficult to believe.
Let me put it like this.
But when you describe like the
Wow, I actually just got him to concede he's persuadable to my I'm actually
do you need a hug?
You'll be okay.
Do you need a hug?
Let me
Come down eventually.
let me
What I'm saying is like it sounds like it's a more complex system of persuasion, deception, manipulation that you're describing, not just tell people lies to get them money. It sounds like you're seeing, you're getting spooked by an intricate pattern that you've seen that gets people to a particular place that requires dishonesty or lies or whatever on the way, and you see the same thing with Candace. Is that accurate?
say that again.
So it's more complicated than just we're going to lie to people to get their credit cards. It seems to me that you're saying there's a schema, there are psychological tricks, there's like a whole system that I saw there that I believe Candace is using too.
Not that I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clearly, I mean, you could question Candace's intentions or whatnot, but it seems to be a very deliberate thing. Candace does know what she's doing. She knows how to play up to an audience. She knows how to bait people. She knows how to, tease people. She knows how to get eyeballs and clicks onto her content by saying this outlandish stuff. And for the most part, I'll give Candace, the only thing I'm willing to grant Candace, I think she's full of shit, but I do think at some point, she maybe does believe some of this. Maybe she does believe in all these crazy conspiracies, coming from the Charlie Kirk assassination. Maybe at some level she does believe it. She can't stop herself. Just drawing some parallels between her and this Alex Jones thing with the Sandy Hook shooting. Alex Jones kept hammering it and hammering it and hammering it, and we see Candace going out hammering TPUSA, hammering the Macrons, hammering the French Foreign Legion, doing all this kind of stuff over and over and over again. And it's at some point, she must believe it, despite the legal trouble she'll get into. And we're not even talking about the Macron thing here. But the TPUSA thing, she's willing to tank TPUSA, and she's doing it now. And she's implying all this stuff and all this, I talked about, this basically getting a denial from somebody, that's how that you're going to be generating more clicks. And they bring it up in this podcast a little bit, if Erika Kirk, basically denied, or if anybody from TPUSA, now that TPUSA has denied Candace's claims, that means Candace has won. If Erika Kirk wrote to Candace Owens and told her to stop talking about Charlie, that means Candace won. Basically, you just getting any kind of acknowledgement at all is a win for these conspiracy theorist people. And a lot of Candace's fans are saying that too. It's just why even, if you don't believe in, if it's not true, why respond to Candace at all? Because Candace is doing actual damage to these people's brands. She is costing TPUSA money and clicks and their audience. It's actually a thing, and a lot of these people still claim, well, I'm just asking questions. I'm just one person. It doesn't matter. Candace Owens is this self-sustaining media ecosystem unto herself, and she's actually changing the discourse surrounding Charlie Kirk's death and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for right now. I'll make it a quick half-hour video. But I just want to talk about that stuff. Does any of the controversy surrounding what Milo was saying about right-wing celebrities being gay, or Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk secretly hating each other, or any of this stuff about, the way Candace is manipulating her audience, allegedly, does any of this actually cause enough discord for Tim Pool to get targeted? I don't know. This whole thing is goofy. The fact he was allegedly attacked the day after this podcast aired makes me scratch my head. The people, is it a left-wing thing? Is it a right-wing thing? I don't know. There's a bunch of speculation. Every time some shooting or some attack happens, it's just people from the left and the right come together to blame each other. The whole thing gets obfuscated. Nobody knows what's going on. No real facts come out. It's just a big mess. And it just happens over and over and over again. But that's enough for that. A half hour talking about this kind of stuff, that's more than enough for me. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. We'll have a lot more content coming out for you guys later. All sorts of good stuff related to Candace, Tim, Milo. We're going to get into all sorts of fun stuff. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.